Hey, just pulled down some sectors that have been up for roughly about, I don't know, I think since 2011. They've been up on a tower at about 140 feet. So let's tear it down and see how it looks. Alright, so here we go. Here we have a Ubiquiti 120 degree sector. This is a 5 gig. I believe these are 17 or 19, I can't remember what they are, but take the can off first. You can see that there's actually a lot of corrosion on the aluminum. This actually has tough cable on it. I'll be showing you guys later what tough cable does, but notice the rocket itself is in good shape, but this tough cable, when it's exposed to the sun, just crumbles to shit. Alright, so let's see here. We'll get this guy off. Let's see what's going on in here. Alright. There we go. Looks like a pretty good rocket. It looks like it's in good shape. Alright, so let's get this off now. That's all loosened off. Now these old brackets, they're just steel. No paint on them. As you can see, they are rusty. Rust on here. These have been up there for a long time. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Next one. This is the RF shield. There we go. For this, well, kit for this. It's a really old one. This has been up there for a very long time. Alright, so now that we've got the brackets off, we can actually get the sector out. But there is one extra little detail. You have to loosen these set screws off. Now it should come right off. Unless somebody put silicone caulking on it. Wow. Somebody actually caulked this sector onto here. Brilliant. Why? Why would anybody do this? Oh my god, they put silicone up the whole bloody thing. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? Look at that. That is what you don't do. You do not caulk a fucking shield kit and then stick your shield into it. Ah, that is exactly what you don't do. But somebody did that. That's why there are instructions with things. Alright, now that we've gotten through that, let's take a look here at what we got. So, as you can see, that's done. So is that one. That just happens over time. If you look in here, you can't really see that from back there, but there is rust all inside of here. Because these shield kits, they may protect the equipment, but they don't protect it 100%. So, this is all rusted inside here. You can actually see, let me bring this thing around actually. There we go. It's a bit of a close-up here. So you can see all the rust and corrosion on these little guys because these shield kits don't 100% protect everything. Those connectors there, let me see if we can get in there, you can see some rust inside of them. So basically, that's probably why these shields, why these sectors started to suck over time, was because the leads going from the rocket into the actual antenna were done. So to get these guys apart, lots of silicone, these caps come off. There we go. I was going to try to refurbish these, but I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, this is a 5G19. Lots of silicone on there. Yes, we're lucky. Alright, once the caps come off, the radome can come off. Okay, now we're getting into the meat and potatoes here. So these are all the elements. These are actually what get energized and broadcast. So there will be an array of little traces on here that carry to each one of these. And I'm not too sure exactly how Ubiquiti's done it, but it looks like each one of these traces are actually working as an element as well. So this is 120 degrees. This piece here is actually designed to attenuate the signal as well, so that it makes sure that it's only 120 degrees coming out. So it'll be like crossways, like this, that. So yeah, we got that part apart now. There's little pieces, and those guys are all, I'm not too sure if they're quarter wave. They might be. I think they're quarter wave. The real RF nerds can probably answer that question, and by all means, go for it. Answer that question in the comment section. Are these quarter wave? Are they half wave? Or are they full wave? Anyway, it's 5 gig. Okay, so now that we're inside of here, you can see this is where the actual SMAs solder onto the board right here. You can actually see them soldered in like that, okay? So at this point in time, realistically, it's the same thing all the way around. You can put it in upside down or whatever, and it's still going to be the same bloody thing. Alright, so now, because the other mistake that whoever installed this made was they really cranked these connectors on. You don't want to do that. Let's get into this. Okay, so now you can actually see this. There is so much rust and corrosion on those little bad boys. Those little screws are rusted to shit. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to get this thing down and take it apart, was to inspect the inside and make sure that there was no damage or corrosion on any of the elements here. And then I wanted to see how it was up here. So this thing, as you can see, they're pretty simple, pretty basic. Solder's still good on it. It looks like whoever assembled this thing left a huge, blob of flux on there, which is, I'm a bit of a soldering nerd, so I mean, like, I would say that's bad practice. It's just shitty, quick, get it done. So yeah, I would say this thing can definitely go back out with a new set of tails on it. So I don't need to actually coat the interior or anything, so I can actually go over here now. And we'll inspect this. We'll take our caps here, and we will clean them out. And actually, let me see if I got some silicone over here. Silicone brand silicone. Ha! Okay, that's actually spelled silicon. What is it? Silicon. There we go. Whatever. Alright. So we know that the interior here is in great shape. Looks like these guys are made of aluminum. Now, actually, you know what? These aren't actually the radiators if you look closely enough. This is my first time taking one of these guys apart, so I know nothing about the engineering behind it. But if you look in behind these elements here, you will actually see that there's actually a plate. I'll grab a screwdriver for that too. Let's take one of these guys off. That is the right size. Always use the right size. Okay. Wow, the rust is all the way through actually. So if you look down here, you can actually see the screws for each one of the elements going all the way through. And this one in particular was actually extremely rusted. So yeah, it broke off. Alright, but now we can actually see this. Okay, so this is where I wanted to get into this and show you guys. Okay, so if you look closely, you will see that the actual PCB is where the actual radiating element is. It's right here, this little square. And as you can see on this is what I was concerned about, why I wanted to take these guys apart, is that there is a lot of corrosion on these bad boys, which means that there was an ingress of moisture, whether through humidity in the air or whether water actually got in it. I would put money on it actually just being humidity, getting the air and condensing. So this element here is really, really, really fuzzy, this pad on the PCB. Alright, so anyway, this guy here sits on top of that. What it does is, that little pad actually generates the signal. It's actually what's creating the energy. And this guy here works like a little wave guide to throw the energy forward. Okay? So now that we know that that's actually damaged a bit, I think I might actually do what I was planning on doing anyway and actually just hit this thing with some WD-40. Camphor would probably be a much better option. Using some camphor, or it's another really good item. Fluid film's really good too. Silicone's probably the best thing in these guys because it's not very reactive with anything. Yeah, there's the other one. Same thing. The screws have rusted and they just break right off. So let's just see here. Well, I'm probably going to have to rebuild this thing now entirely from scratch. So let's just take another one off and see if another screw breaks. Right in the middle. Nope, that one actually came out. Okay, so we don't have any major corrosion right there. Let's check the very bottom. That one seems to be coming out fairly easy. Yeah, so that one came out fairly easy, but down in here you can see all the corrosion on there. So yeah, these guys definitely have quite a bit of corrosion on the pads there. It's mostly up at the top and the bottom here. It's up here at the top of the board. And down here at the bottom, of course, because as you can see here, this is the bottom piece. If you look close enough, you are going to see that it is full of algae. Green algae. So at some point water has blown in to these bad boys, got inside the sector, and it sat in the bottom. In the wintertime, the water will just freeze and do nothing. In the summertime, the water will evaporate and it'll actually like coat with a little thin layer of moisture. It'll actually coat the elements inside of the antenna, which can cause some funny stuff, especially if you've got a bunch of corrosion on there, because the corrosion can just cause issues. The corrosion itself can cause diffusion of the energy that's being projected off of these pads here. So, I mean, it's probably not enough to really worry about, but I'll show you how you do this properly so you don't get water in here, because this is clearly from the bottom, right? Since I'm going to have to repair this thing at some point anyway. This is an older stock, so I mean, God knows it's been up there for long enough. This is all extruded aluminum. Alright, so when you put these guys together, the first thing you want to make sure you do is really clean this off. This one is not going back into production yet. Now that I know how bad the rest of them are going to be, I'm going to have to actually put a kit together with some acetone and scrub brush and all that wonderful shit to make sure that I clean these things like right back to factory quality. I want to get all inside of here and make sure all these guys are all thoroughly cleaned. Make sure that all the grooves there are thoroughly cleaned. Now, when you're going to assemble one of these guys, see if the silicone's any good, first of all. Alright, so when you're assembling these guys, basically you're going to take your silicone and you want to go inside. I usually rest the little nozzle right on it and I just hose, like, just not a lot, but like, I hose a bit of silicone into these grooves. Okay? You want to make sure you get it nice and consistent too. Remember, this is what's sealing this, okay? It's keeping the elements out, and if you're up here in the great frozen north, that's really important. Alright, so we're going to go all the way around here, the perimeter at least. Make sure there's some in there. Right along here. Going to get all of these grooves, okay? It's important. Right along the back here. All the way around. We're going to get a big blob in here. There we go. Now remember, folks, this sector is not going back into operation yet. I really do need to tear it apart and clean it thoroughly, reassemble it, and that'll be good. But if you look now, come back around to this table here. I'm not in my usual recording space. Whatever. Like I said, I don't give a shit if my videos are of any quality. I just want you guys to learn something. It's the information that's important to me, not the execution. So you can see inside of all these grooves, it is all silicone. That is critical. Alright, so we're going to find the top. This is right here. Right here. There we go. Top. Okay? So your top. Now I can caulk the top here and forget about it for a bit, but you just basically slide this on like so. Yes. Now we've got all of our silicone in there. See, it's great. It's all bleeding out. Now, once again, this thing's going to have to be torn down and completely cleaned and done properly. You can totally tell which is the top and bottom because you can see algae remnants in the bottom here. We're just going to slide this in here for demonstration purposes. Again, if this was being properly assembled, this would all have to be scrubbed. I'd probably use something like with a degreaser of some kind. So I'm cleaning all the silicone off here because you want this to marry up very, very clean so that you don't have moisture ingress getting into your antennas, okay? Now, these guys right here, there's a track. If you look at right here, you will see that there is a little lip on there. A little lip, right? Well, there's also a track right there. So when you marry these guys up, simply goes in like this. There you go. Simply put. Slide this bad boy together like so. And then once again when you hit the end, see the nice thing about the dirt, you can see the lines, you squash it in. You want that to marry up perfectly, okay? Now your top cap is sealing the sector so that water can't blow in or get drawn in through, well, humidity. Okay? Now, because the way this is designed, I'm not going to worry too much about water ingress from the sides because of the way that the channels are. If water blows into the sides there, you'll see it's kind of a bit of a lock. It has to go down and in and all the way down through the inside. And unless you want to put a little bit of dielectric grease in the track before you put this together, I wouldn't worry too much because the water's going to come straight down the bottom 9 out of 10 times, right? It'll end up in the bottom cap. Now, these bottom caps here, if you look, it's got holes in it, like cheese. That is to allow the water to drain out, but of course nothing's perfect. And you're going to get a little bit of water sitting in here like I showed you with the algae there, okay? So, essentially, you're kind of fucked anyway, look at it. I mean, like, you're not paying much for these sectors anyway, so you're going to get a bit of moisture in them. I mean, like, 10 years, I mean, you know, you got your money back out of this thing. Let's just put it like that. So if I was going to seal this thing up permanently, I do the caulking like I did on the other one on here. Slap her on there. And she would be assembled, done, off to the races. Now I have to repeat this about 7 times because I've got 7 of these bad boys that need to be reassembled, back together and fixed. So I'm just going to break my seal here because again that was just a demonstration for you. The silicone is in no shortage here. We have tons of it, so I'm going to take this bad boy apart again before the silicone actually sets. There we go. You guys just got a good demonstration about the interior guts of one of these antennas. There really isn't much to them. When you're talking small, WISP type antennas, you're not getting all the management and you're not getting all the monitoring that you would normally have in a big high-end sector. I will see if I can get a hold of like an Elcom or like an Andrews or something high-end that's actually got the different bays, the massive multi-MIMO bays with all the little wires that come off of these guys and go down to chips that monitor the actual decibels coming off it, the amount of energy, the charge, whatever. But yeah, for a very simple, basic, passive sector, that is your 120 degree sector antenna. And yeah, she's seen better days. That's definitely for sure. Right? There's our radiation patterns, right? So that's coming out like that. 120 degrees. So once she's cleaned up, she should be good to go. But she's going to need some work. I'm going to order some new screws for the center of these guys. I'll go to Brafasco there, and I will go and get these identical screws. And I'll need some Loctite. and I'll need to scrub this whole thing down. So I'm going to take every single one of these guys off, scrub it down, make sure that everything's intact. And of course, when I say scrub, I don't mean viciously manhandle it. I'm talking like, you know, gingerly, carefully clean this thing off, probably with a toothbrush to get that corrosion off. And then I'll take the whole board and probably put some silicone or paraffin on it, or maybe some camphor. And then I'll put her back together, caulk her, and she'll be good to go. She'll be rocking, off to the races. But there you go. There's a teardown of an actual sector antenna. Not much to them. Again, if you want me to get into the actual engineering and shit like that, maybe if one of you guys want to leave a comment and get back to me, we can actually you know, discuss the black magic that is this sector antenna, and then I can include all those details about the actual in-depth operation of these elements and pads in another video. But this is more or less just a teardown video to make all you guys that want to see the inner workings of these guys happy, okay? That's pretty much all I'm going for here. So anyway, enjoy. And there's another one banged out. This is a Wisp Type 5 gig, 120 degree, 19 dBi antenna. There you go. There's your teardown.